Hello, Libra. Welcome to your reading. So, I'm not really getting anything like specific right away, except just like a feeling that I'm getting for your reading today, Libra. And it's really this soft, kind of easy energy. It's this feel-good softness. And I'm not really sure if it's just going to be for your reading this week, like your zodiac reading this week, or if it's going to be for all of the zodiac readings this week. I'll see how it is when I get to the other two, but right now we're focusing on you, and it's just this really soft energy. So I'm kind of wondering if you guys here, majority of you guys at least, are really kind of feeling of just like going with the flow. You're not really letting things bother you so much. You're kind of just at ease. And even if there's something that's like not quite going right in your life, you're kind of just like trusting the process. So that's what I'm really picking up on. You're not really letting things bother you so much. And yeah, just this quietness, but it's like a peaceful kind of quiet. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. But it just feels so good. I don't like that one. Wanted to come out. We have strength coming out here. Finding your inner strength as well as your outer strength. Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles, but I did kind of feel like it wanted to come out in reverse. For some of you, you may still be in that upright Five of Pentacles moment where there may have been some sort of strife in your life. But I feel like either you have, because obviously it's a collective reading, so this is more than one person viewing this, if it comes across for you, um, that some of you are either still in that strife and are in the process of starting to not let it bother you. You're finding a way to move forward, or you're already in that energy where you're like, okay, this has happened, but it's not going to be forever. So let's just move through the motion and try to find a way to make things better. And I do see you doing that with this King of Swords energy. You're not letting whatever strife has come in your life to really affect you. You're finding your inner and outer strength, and you are really helping your mind. Maybe even you're not so afraid to voice when something's bothering you. Maybe some of you needed to practice that. It's kind of what I'm kind of getting for somebody here, or some of you here, that you are more comfortable speaking up. Even if it's still like a little fearful to speak up, you're speaking up about something, asking questions, going to an appointment or going to a place where you get to go up and, talk to somebody at a counter and really ask your questions, or making that phone call and really asking questions. But I'm mostly seeing like somebody going to a place and meeting with somebody. Okay, so you don't have to literally be doing that, but I do feel like that's how you're trying to approach what it is that you need to do to move forward. Even if you're afraid, you're having these talks with somebody and really getting the information that you need to get out of this strife. Okay, I feel like something else wants to pop through. Let's see what else. You have the King of Swords, and now you also have the Queen of Swords. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're not like aggressive about it. That's not what I'm getting. It's still this softness, but you're firm at the same time. You're not allowing people to just walk all over you because had you not, or you've had experiences maybe in the past where you may have not spoken up. This is really a collective tapping into their air energy. Because Libra, you're an air sign. Swords are air sign, or resemble the air element in tarot. So I really feel like you are really tapping into your core self. And in the past, you may not have had that. And you did have people walk all over you. But now you're like, I'm staying firm. I'm gentle about it, but I'm staying firm. This is not, this strife period is not going to linger anymore. I want out of this. I want things to get better. So that's kind of the energy that I'm really picking up on. But again, I don't feel this aggressiveness about it. You're still gentle. You're still nice. Even if somebody is rude to you, you're able to like really, oh my God, King of Wands. So many court cards. But yeah, even if somebody is rude to you, you're not rude back. I don't feel like. Or maybe some of you are kind of getting is like kind of a passive aggressiveness. It's kind of like that backhanded comment that sometimes you don't really realize until after that person has walked away, and you're just kind of like, wait a minute, that comment wasn't quite nice, kind of thing. And I kind of see you walking away after saying that comment to this rude person and kind of having a little chuckle to yourself or something like that. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. But then we have the King of Wands here. And this, I really feel like, is you taking taking past hurt and anger, turning it into this fiery passion, this creative passion, and really using that energy to manifest what it is that you really want to bring in life. So I kind of feel like that's another aspect of your life that you're really taking charge in and really finding your power in. So I kind of get because Libra, your symbol, your zodiac symbol is the scales. So it's you really finding a way to balance those scales between your gentleness and your action, a little bit of aggressiveness there, but not in like a dangerous way. In something where it's kind of like if you do have passive aggressive moments, um, I kind of see you like learning a little bit of a better way to stand up for yourself, either taking things with a little bit more grace or really being like, actually, no, this is not okay. Please let me speak to somebody else who is actually going to help me. It's one of those like, please let me speak to a manager, not in like a Karen kind of way, but being like, no, this is not okay. How you're speaking to me is not okay. I need I need this help, kind of sort of thing. So like really standing up for yourself, but not in a Karen way. you know. You, you know what I mean. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so I do see some form of heartbreak in the form of the Three of Swords here. Some form of heartbreak within this strife. Possibly, like something ending and And I really do feel like a lot of us as a collective are kind of going through that energy of things needing to end and then new things beginning. And it's something that I've been talking about pretty much every single week. Um, it's just in some readings it comes out more than others. And then you also have another court card here with the Queen of Pentacles. And this is you finding softer stability. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. So I know it looks scary. Okay. I know it looks scary. And it's actually a positive card. And it does not mean literal death. It just means big transformation. And this is what you are moving towards, a transformation in your life. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, I really do get another sense of you finding another way in your stepping into your power where you kind of are building this softer foundation for yourself, definitely with the way that you think, with the way that you talk, with the way that you act, with the way that you approach situations, and the way that you show your strength. All right, let's go ahead and get some oracle cards out on the table here. Okay, we have Celtic Knot coming out as well as, do we want to go with this one? No. I thought another card had flipped, but it did not. Okay. So Celtic Knot. We have Unconditional Love. And this is really, with how this reading is going, really showing unconditional love for yourself. Okay, this is very powerful energy, love energy for yourself, loving who you are by standing up for yourself and speaking up for yourself and really taking charge for yourself. And then with that, we have eternal love. And I feel like this is a lesson and a skill, a lesson that you have learned and a skill that you are developing for yourself that you are going to carry on through the rest of your life and maybe even in, the next life as well. Yeah, we have love of a lifetime. Let's see what else we can get here. Okay. We have mask coming out. This gives me past energy. Let's see, on the bottom here, we have island as well. Okay, this makes sense with what I'm about to say. I feel like this mask energy is from the past, where you were really hiding who you really are, hiding that strength, okay? Not speaking up for yourself, and just kind of masking when, things weren't okay by going, I'm fine. And not really speaking up about it. So that's kind of something where I see that coming in, but you're learning to take off that mask and really showing people who you really are. And when we had that mask on, I do feel like there was some form of isolation going on, some form of loneliness going on where, yeah, you aren't really, or you weren't really showing who you were, and that really made you feel unseen, unheard, because people saw a different version of you, where, yeah, you just kind of had this about you where you just let people walk all over you. Maybe even some people who like really love and care about you advised you to speak up for yourself and stand up for yourself. And now you're kind of like, now you're finally tapping into that energy. So I really do feel like you're leaving this masking and this isolation behind. But I'm also getting with Island that this transition, this transformation that you're going through. Yeah, I mentioned like as a collective, we're all kind of having an ending and a new beginning, and we're having this transformation. But I do feel like for you guys, this is like your solo mission and in your personal life, and really taking those past lessons and bringing those lessons here in the present, and really being like, you know what? Yeah, I need to stand up for myself. I need to speak up for myself, and I'm not going to hold back anymore. Let's go ahead and get another card. We have the snake coming out here. This makes me feel like it's tying in with your Three of Swords energy, where I do feel like there was some form of toxicity in a relationship, whether it's between you and one other person, or you and multiple people, you at a certain place, whether that be some form of like where you were living or where you may have been working. But there was some form of like deception or jealousy, betrayal, some form of backstabbing. Maybe somebody went quiet on you. And so, yeah, this is something that I feel like you have really been carrying, and this might be also part of your strife, not just your heartbreak, but your strife as well. That may have also, because we have the Pentacles, Five of Pentacles popping up here. It's not just talking about strife, but it can also be talking about like financial hardships. So maybe somebody like stole something from you. Um, that kind of energy, but like just take it as it resonates, because that's not going to be the same for everybody. But yeah, just kind of some form of toxicity going on here that you have been carrying that has caused strife and heartache. And now we're finding our own strength, that solo strength, okay? Individual strength, and moving forward with that, with your own life. Taking off that mask, showing yourself unconditional love, and having this big transformation. All right, so let's go ahead, get a couple more cards, and then we'll get an affirmation card for your reading. You feel like that one wanted to come through? Okay. The first one I'm seeing is roundabout. Roundabout with community and connections. You're finding a new direction. You're moving forward. You're really doing the right thing here. Maybe for some of you, you kind of felt like you were going in a roundabout, but it's like, but it just won't stop, and you're not really sure what exit to take. You know, if you've ever gone in a roundabout, there's multiple exits, so you're just waiting for your turn to go in, going in a roundabout, and then you find that street that you really need. And so, yeah, we're just not really quite sure what street it is that we need to take, but I do feel like you are finding your street if you have not found it already. We also have controls the flow of information. We were just talking about getting right information. Finding solutions. It being the perfect timing for you. This resolution. I could have sworn there was something else I saw about resolution popping up here. But I'm not sure which card that is because now I can't find the word. But I do see like a resolution for something. There's many things working out for you. There's many working parts happening to kind of help that redirection, to get to where you really need to be so you can get out of this roundabout, out of this circle, and really onto the right path. We do have olive branch coming out here. Now, with the dove, I do see some form of like peacefulness coming through. And then we have peace offering. So I kind of see this as like somebody offering you the information that you need, or maybe there's a job that you need. But there's this sense of surrender, and this is kind of what we were just picking up on before the cards started laying out, where I'm like, there's this softer energy about you where you're just trusting the process and you're just letting things unfold. you're not just like sitting back and being like, okay, just fall into my lap. Like, no, you're working towards it, you're making that work, but you are kind of in this agreement with spirit in the universe to be like, all right, God, just let things fall where they're going to fall. Let things happen when they're going to happen, when they're meant to happen, and you are taking those steps forward to help this energy move and allow the universe to help you out. Because the universe can't do everything for you, okay? So you kind of have this like team effort here with the universe, where you're putting in the work and the universe is going to deliver. Some of you also may be signing something, I'm hearing. Because I see come to terms, but I was thinking of like terms on a contract or something. So somebody here is going to be signing something. But we also have eclipse popping up here. I don't think when this reading is happening that we've had any eclipses. This card is associated with Aries, and right now, as I'm recording this, it's Aries season, and so I do see that coming through. This energy that you've been working on has been happening in Aries season, and there may be some kind of resolution popping up at the end of Aries season here, leading into Taurus. I do see two twos here on the board, and twos are symbolizing balance and harmony. That really fits well with your sign, Libra. But this eclipse card here is also another card showing transformation. So that really ties in with the death card here with this big transformation. This is also talking about masking too. It's a temporary block. You're finding the support that you need. And then we have upstage popping up here. So I kind of feel like now there's a difference if you don't know. I don't know, obviously, I don't know all of you guys. I don't know if you know anything about theater or stage performances, but like way back when you had like big ballet shows and theater programs, and nowadays, a stage is flat, but we still use the same terms, upstage and downstage. Now, a lot of people, when they are asked, do you want to move upstage? A lot of people go to the front of the stage, right where the audience is. That's not true. You actually want to go in the back of the stage. That's upstage. And the reason for that is because stages used to be tilted upwards. So this was the back, this was the front. So when we say upstage, we're actually moving up towards the back. And then if somebody says downstage, this is moving towards the audience. So I kind of feel like you guys have been in the back. You have been upstage. You are the performer in the back. Now it's time for you to come downstage and be the performer in the front. Now, for maybe somebody here actually is a performer. I'm not saying everybody here is going to be on stage performing something. That was just an analogy that I was using. But I really feel like this transformation is having you move down stage, front and center. And now you are the one like having the maybe like standing ovation, okay? With how things are going to be working out for you in your favor. It's like your spirit team in the audience, clapping and cheering you on and being like, good job, you did it. Yeah, all right. And then we have unchanged popping up here. So at this time, the situation is stable and unlikely to change. Now, yeah, okay. So I do kind of feel like with this card popping out, that's not saying that if you are still struggling, that it's not going to ever be resolved. It's just probably meaning at this moment, maybe when you're listening to this, I'm really getting the sense of like wherever you are at in this journey, it may not change right away, but that doesn't mean it's not going to change at all. It's just, it's gonna need a little bit more time to build up, okay? So I know I did say that you may get a resolution during Aries season. I feel like, and I still feel like for some of you that's true, but obviously this is a collective reading. So I feel like this may be for somebody who is viewing into this reading who may be experiencing this resolution not in Aries season, but maybe at a different time. Um, and typically when I do my readings, this is a timeless reading. So like if you're not in Aries season right now, let's say you're in let's say you're at the near the end of the year, you're in Sagittarius season. Um, then maybe like right now, this is why this is coming through with the unchanged card. So like right now, it's not really going to change, but maybe next Aries season, things are going to start picking up for you again. So that may be why that's coming through, because I really do feel like both things of what I said are true, but this is like again a timeless reading, so I feel like both are true. Just take whatever resonates for you when you're watching this video, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get an affirmation card to end your reading on. Okay, actually, got quite a few here wanting to come out. Okay. So, yeah, we got quite a few affirmations here, and I really feel like they are all important. So, I'm just going to read them out. And it goes, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. We also have, I am the loving energy of the universe. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. And this definitely goes with one of your cards that we talked about earlier. Just surrendering to this energy, allowing things to move naturally. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. And this is love definitely for yourself, Libra. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided, and dragonflies symbolize blessings as well. And then we have my capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. Okay. So I really feel like all of that really fits in with your reading, Libra, especially when we're addressing love. And this is, again, I feel like so much love and even gratitude for yourself. Okay, so Libra, thank you so much for coming by and watching this reading. I hope it helped you. I hope it resonated with you. If you'd like, you can go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. In the description, there are links to my TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So if you'd like to follow me on those platforms as well, it's greatly appreciated. But that is all I have for you. I am sending you so much love, healing, and blessings your way. I am wishing you all the best, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!